Currently, we're in Waco, Texas, right off of Interstate 35. And right in front of you used to be a Louisiana Crab Shack. Now, before Louisiana Crab Shack, it used to be a different restaurant. I don't remember the name of it, but before that, it used to be Twin Peaks, right? And this is the exact location where on May 17th, 2015, there was a crazy shootout between the Cossacks and the Banditos and the police. Kind of a confusing story, but really quickly on that date, May 17, 2015, the Regional Texas Confederation of Clubs and Independents, they were having their meeting here, and basically it's a coalition of bikers where they kind of talk about politics behind riding and knowing your rights as a motorcyclist, so forth and so on. So on this day, that Banditos came here basically as a show of force because they had been having a couple of incidents with another kind of a rival motorcycle club that I'd never heard of at the time called the Cossacks. And a lot of people believe that this incident was kind of spurred from a couple different incidences, including one where back in December of 2014, a Cossack over in Decatur, Texas got beat up by some Banditos during a Toys for Tots drive. So on that date, as they were having their meeting, reportedly, supposedly, the Cossacks showed up uninvited, and they came here early because they're trying to show their own show of force as well. So you can see in the surveillance video, you had a bunch of Cossacks just in this area right here. And the Banditos come, and everyone starts standing up and looking around to see what's going on. And they said, oh crap, there's gonna be a big, huge fight. Meanwhile, as the bikers are showing up, somewhere in this general area right here, there's about 2 dozen law enforcement agencies. There's about 18 Waco Police Department officers and about 4 Texas Highway Patrol. They had already known about this biker meetup, and they knew that there was gonna be trouble, so they were waiting heavily armed with rifles. So you had all this whole place with bikes, and the fight started, other than because they're rival clubs, and the Cossacks are rocking the Texas bottom rocker, which is a no-no because Texas is, as far as I know, is Bandito territory. Anybody that comes into Texas and they don't get the prior permission of the Banditos to wear that bottom rocker, they're really asking for trouble. And one of the Banditos, or one of the Cossacks, goes to park. I believe it was a Bandito, and he ran over a Cossack's foot. I think it's that way. So all of a sudden, according to an eyewitness, there was a shot, right? Like a gunshot from right here. So somebody shot somebody, because everyone started pulling out their weapons and shooting. And according to another eyewitness, the cops started shooting from their rifles indiscriminately into the crowd, and everybody started ducking and diving and trying to get cover. And in those moments of just pure terror, just you imagine you're just here with your family eating, and then you hear just a bunch of gunshots. Absolutely crazy. So at the end of the shooting, I mean, you had every single law enforcement agency in the area within 50 miles was ordered to come over here to bring order, because there were several hundred bikers at this scene. Now, after everything was said and done, 9 bikers were killed, 18 were wounded, 177 were arrested. Now, of the 9 bikers that were killed, 8 of them were either Cossacks or Cossack associates. So I'm not sure. I believe most of them were members of the Cossacks Motorcycle Club, but there might have been 1 or 2 that were just hang-arounders or maybe prospects. And of those 9 bikers that were killed, only 1 was actually from Waco. Because all of the other guys, they were from other parts of Texas. The one guy that was from Waco, his name was Daniel Boyette. He owned a small trucking company here. He was a Cossack, and he was the only one that was actually from Waco that was killed. That was crazy. And of those 9 bikers that were killed, yeah, 1 was a Bandito. And after doing autopsies of the bodies, it was determined that 4 of the bikers were actually killed by the police. And like I said, one of the guys, several people were saying that the police just started firing just at anybody. Like they weren't even trying to see who had a gun and who didn't. So I know that there's going to be several lawsuits. Maybe they're, in the works right now. I'm not really sure, but I mean, that sounds, I'm not going to say like murder, but if you're just indiscriminately firing into a crowd and you don't know who's who or who has a gun, I have no idea. I mean, absolutely bananas. So it's already been about 9 years or so now since this crazy shootout even happened. And of all the people that were arrested, indicted, all of these guys, only one person of the entire group of bikers that was arrested actually went to trial, and that guy was Jake Carazal. He's the Dallas chapter Bandidos president. He's the only one that went to trial, and it ended in a mistrial. So basically, nobody was convicted of anything. Either the charges were never filed or the cases were dismissed. You have 9 people dead, nobody prosecuted, nobody convicted, nothing. It's just like everybody just kind of washed their hands of it and just said, you know what, it's just bikers killing each other. Absolutely incredible. So as of right now, just me, as I delve more into the secret society, if you will, of these motorcycle clubs, I haven't heard anything of any more incidences taking place between Cossacks and Bandidos. But let me tell you something, if you have a motorcycle jacket and it says Texas as the bottom rocker, even, you're always going to be a target of somebody, whether it be another biker club or law enforcement. You know what I mean? Yeah, but it all went down right here, and so that's just an update of what happened. And check this out. So I'm kind of wondering why this place has been closed down. And somebody, I won't say who they are, but somebody in one of these businesses right here just basically said, ever since the shooting, the owners of the Twin Peaks, they lost their license, right? Because they were franchisee owners. So they lost their right to the franchise. And after Twin Peaks, I remember coming here to do my other video a few years back on YouTube, and it was open. It was a totally different place. And then now when I come back here, it's basically abandoned. And there was a really bad storm a couple months ago, and it blew the plastic off of this thing. And they said that ever since the Twin Peaks lost its license, every place that has come here to start a business has never lasted. They all just leave. So Louisiana Crab Shack, I don't know whose idea that was to bring this over here, but I would have, whatever comes right here is going to have to deal with the kind of the weird factor of so many people, 9 people dying right here, which I don't know if people are going to even want to come back here because of that. But whatever business wants to come over here, it's going to have to be like a sports bar type establishment, like a Hooters or something like that. You're not going to bring any other restaurant in here. It's got to be a place where, like a sports bar. But I don't see this place. I see this place being empty for a very, very, very long time. Maybe a totally different restaurant style, maybe like a sushi, Japanese steakhouse, hibachi. Maybe something like that would be better. I don't know. But rest in peace to all the men who died, who lost their lives. Listen, being a biker club, stuff like that, it is what it is. You know what I mean? You want to live that life, but we all got to know that living that life, it's very, very dangerous, and it's going to end up sometimes very, very badly. By the way, one of the guys that was arrested was a retired San Antonio police detective, 32 years on the force. And at the time he was a bus driver, and he lost his job driving for the school district down in, I think, San Antonio. So Yeah, just kind of a weird place, has a weird, sad vibe to it. Okay, guys, I gotta go. I'm out of here. Hope you enjoyed the quick video. Catch up with you on the next one. Always at the scene of the crime. None of my videos are filmed in my house. Well, because I don't have a house. I'm homeless. I live in a van. If you want me to cover any other biker club stories, man, leave a comment below. Just tell me, just say like, hey man, what about such and such date, such and such state? Let me know, man. I'll write it down on my notebook. All right, guys, I gotta go. The road's calling. Peace out.